Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, Mini Motorways. We are off to Mexico City for today's daily challenge. Buildings will appear directly adjacent to destinations, and we will only have the 5 motorways with which we begin. Off we go. Sunflare Space was here first. Good afternoon, Sunny. Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Do you say Merry Christmas? I guess you say Merry Christmas Eve because okay, we're omitting the Brits here because I know British people just say Happy Christmas like weirdos. No, Christmas gets its own adjective for reasons. I don't know. I guess you say Merry Christmas Eve. Sunny is watching me on television in Finland, which is a thing you can do. It's absolutely a thing you can do. It's a thing you'll be able to do this very weekend when I'm calling hockey. But, you know, you can also do it right now as we're playing Good Morning Mini Motorways. Good morning, Peter S. Peter S is here as well. Let's run this pink along like so. I'm actually going to cut that a little bit closer. I'd rather a house spawn here than here. Would I? It very much does not matter. I am glad that Sunny is doing it as well. Oh, God, big stretch. Let's take ourselves a tunnel. We've got plenty of rocks, and we're going to need to be navigating through them. We only have the 5 motorways, and motorways can't do crap about rocks. Oh, God. All right. This green hoops over to here. Off you go, just like so. Sunny is in central Finland, which only means like 96% of the way north of the rest of the world. There's theoretically stuff further north, I guess. You know, what's north of central Finland? Obviously, you have northern Finland, but it is a scant 19 degrees in Finland. It is 20 fewer degrees than it is here in western Massachusetts. God. All right. It's too cold. It's entirely too cold. This whole winter thing was a neat experiment. I like what you did there. It's, you know, atmospherically pleasant to look at sometimes, but also, why'd you make it so fucking cold, universe? Do better. By better, we of course mean warmer. All right. This green over here has gone circular. I'll take another tunnel. This green's gone circular, and we got these greens to spawn down here. So, up into there. Let's see here. I've got a beige right here. We could tunnel around or roundabout through. I think it probably makes more sense to tunnel around. So we'll tunnel around like so. This purple is horrendously positioned. Oh my goodness, you weren't kidding about the whole buildings and destinations and all that nonsense, were you, game? That's awful. Necessitating this, that's big. Okay. All right. Well, I wasn't married to that purple placement anyway. Dick. God. Run down here, put a yellow road together. There. You can go like, hold on. I have to get one of these yellow road tiles back in order to connect this road here. All right, come on. There you go. Now, hopefully the only houses that spawn in this little corridor I've just created are yellow, because if any other color decides to come here, then we're going to have some issues. I'm actually going to take the road tiles for once. I don't always take the bonus road tiles, but I was looking at 3 spares, so let's just pad our stats a little bit there. All right, how we doing? We doing just fine. It is indeed Christmas Eve. As I mentioned in the Discord server the other day, and as, you know, if you've been around for a while, you probably know that on or around New Year's, I typically, oh God. All right, hold on. I think it's time for a roundabout, because what we're going to have to do, this thing has gone circular, and that's not lovely. But what we can do is we can come down here, toss a roundabout right there, and then go around like so. That will at least minimize, I think, the amount of shitheadery that goes on. It's still not ideal. I'd really like to have all 5 of these pinks going into here, but I can't really do that. There's a beigeness right here. There's the purple business right here. We really can't do anything. Sunflare Space notes with some terror that it got as high as 86 degrees Fahrenheit in Finland over the summer. And, well, I suspect that Finnish houses are much like what I've read about old continental Europe. Well, Finland's on the continent, but more southern European houses, which is that they were built basically for wet and rainy weather, which is to say, they're very well insulated, they retain heat wonderfully, and nobody has air conditioning. So I suspect that 86 degrees in Finland is roughly as awful as 90 degrees here in Western Mass. In a vacuum, 86 degrees is not that bad. 86 in the summer, like if the highest it ever gets is 86, then it's too cold. But I live in a place where air conditioning is ubiquitous. So if that's not the case, and Sunny confirms that it is not, yeah, okay. I suspect that that's actually quite awful. Yeah, if it's 86 degrees, and particularly if there's any humidity whatsoever, and you're in Finland, so there's probably some humidity. If it's 86 and humid, and there's no air conditioning, that's probably quite awful, actually. It doesn't sound good. Oh, and if it touches 95 and you still don't have air conditioning, yeah, no, bad. Don't do that. You're getting into people literally die territory now. If you're talking 95 and humid and air conditioning's just not a thing in the world, that's not good. That doesn't sound like fun. Oh, God. I was gonna say something else, and then I forgot what it was because I got distracted by air conditioning. Let's have a tunnel. And, oh hey, another purple business. Okay. We'll draw this purple road right here, and we'll have to restructure this orange road in order to accommodate these purple houses. But hey, that's fine. We can do that. Actually, I'll have this purple house swing like that. I'll have 3 purples serve this, and 3 purples serve that. These 4 pinks are still not really doing nothing. Like, I could probably, motorway the pinks over to here and have these 2 hoop up that way via this roundabout, but sounds like work. What else sounds like work? I think, well, first of all, I'm going to put this greenhouse on this green road because there's no reason not to. And also, I think I'm going to create a connection that doesn't strictly need to exist, but is going to make my life a little bit easier. We're going to do what I just did here. And the reason I've connected these 2 roads like so, by the way, if the audio quality just took a massive change, it's because my heater stopped, and I stopped shouting as much, probably. So the reason I've connected these 2 roads together is so that this yellow house can be the 3rd in line for this yellow business. Because, we've seen over the course of a long run, 2 houses is not necessarily always going to be enough to sustain a square. By the way, you get on that road. 2 houses is not necessarily always going to be enough to sustain a square. And also, two houses not being enough to sustain a square is why Bill Gates has a very large real estate portfolio. The joke is that he's a bit of a dork. Anyway. So yeah, this yellow and I suppose now this yellow could theoretically serve this business. Although, we do have... I've got this yellow here, which would have to go 1.5 miles to get up this way. So let's do that, I guess. You come up here, come up there, go that way. Off you go. Okay. I was going to say I don't love that, and to be clear, I still don't love that, but at least you spawned a second business, which is something. Hey, you want to hear a stupid thing I've done recently? I do a lot of stupid things in my life. Many of them have something to do with video games, and the most recent is that I've started playing GTA Online again. They released the big last DLC for GTA Online as Rockstar finally puts all of its eggs in the GTA 6 basket. It looked good and fun. I haven't properly touched GTA Online in at least a year, probably 2. And oh boy, is there so much stuff in that. Oh boy, there is so much stuff in that. You've got your biker businesses and your corporate businesses and your casino heists and your sneak into the biopharmaceutical plant heists and your doomsday heists and your everything else heists. And you come back to the game after not having touched it in forever, and you have $12 million in your account, and the thing for the new DLC costs $15 million. So yeah. So I started playing GTA Online with the idea that I would get into the new mansions-based whatever nonsense DLC, and instead I've just been doing the same thing I always do when I play GTA Online, which is maintaining my biker businesses and running errands for my nightclub and sitting in lobbies waiting for people to join the mission for the Humane Labs heist and not actually doing that heist because I'm bad at the one stealth mission you have to do, and yeah. Okay. All right. We've got a whole bunch of pinks that have just spawned. All right, listen. This beige road is probably the... I don't know if this beige road is the source of all of my troubles, but it feels like the source of many of my troubles. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to chop this beige road out of existence. This beige road is not a road anymore. In its place, we're going to have these, let's just say, honestly, I can't really do any more than 3, and even 3 is a stretch. We're going to have these 3 pinks come down here. Everybody remembers that classic Christmas carol, We Three Pinks of Orient? Never mind. Okay. We're going to take these 4 yellows right here. Doot. They're going to come up here, service this business. That's going to be totally fine. Actually, no. Screw that. We're going to take these 2 yellows, beiges, up this way, serve that business. These 2 beiges are going to glom onto this road and support the circle. That's actually a thing that needs doing. So these 2 beiges serve that. These 6 beiges serve that. These pinks replace the beige road going down here. And for this beige right here, we will bust out an actual motorway. We'll draw motorway number 1, do just like that. Although, I did say motorway. And, well, okay, see, the thing is we can't get all 3 of these beiges to do anything together unless I use 2 tunnels. Like, if I tunnel... Would it be 2 tunnels? It might be 3 tunnels. Hold on. Well, wait a second here. Hold on, Goog. Hold on. I have a better idea. I've just thought of a better idea. We're going to chop more stuff. We take... bulldoze that tree. Sorry about that tree. These 2 oranges get a straighter shot up to this business. These 2 beiges come up here, serve that beigeness. And now these 1, 2, 3 beiges go down here, and we just toss a roundabout right here. Oh, God. That took a decade. I feel like that took 8 years and had 4 different permutations, but the end result is mostly 1B, 1R with a single well-placed roundabout and a decent pink road, and everything should be happy-ish? Is everything happy-ish? really like it if everything was happy-ish. This fourth beige comes down here, gets into there. Okay. These 5... should I at all be worried about... yeah, this beigeness is doing fine. We just got a clump of beige here, not really doing nothing. I've got 4 tunnels, which... I mean... I guess I understand. Like, there's no water, right? There's no water, so you're not going to get bridges. The game specifically said 5 and only 5 motorways. So you've got 5 and only 5 motorways. So you're not going to get motorways. Which basically means that the only upgrades it can offer me are roundabouts, traffic lights, tunnels, and road. And listen, I don't have any traffic lights, so I'd probably take a second roundabout instead. I'd take a set of traffic lights over a second roundabout right now. But yeah, having a bunch of tunnels is just what's going to happen here, I guess. All right, this green's getting a little bit iffy. But I think... ooh. Well, this beige is also suddenly iffed. But you do have 4 houses. And I do have, just every beige imaginable coming over here.
Writer Kath just cheered 100 bits.
Writer Kath with 100 bits. Good morning, Kath. Happy to have you here for Good Morning Mini Motorways. Let's take 2 traffic lights. Mostly just to say that we did TBQH. All right. Issue times. Let's discuss the issues of our times. This purple right here has gone circular, and this green up here is dying. I think it's just green rush hour, honestly. I think this beigeness spawned in a perfect location. This green is just... I think it's just green rush hour. Like, this green business here has no business being angry at all, and yet is angry. So, I kind of think that as long as we weather this temporary storm, this green's going to be just fine. Now, this beigeness here has recently gone circular, which, I don't love. Here's what I'm going to do for that. We're going to put, first of all, we're going to put this purple on this road to go over here, serve this business. I'm also going to redirect this purple house. So now we have 5 serving that purple business, and that does mean only 2 coming down here, and this might well get mad about stuff, but details. Next, we're going to take this big ol' hunk of 6 beiges and use our first motorway. Draw motorway number 1 into this little northwestern spur of this roundabout that I just drew. And that is going to be houses 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 serving this circle. So this circle is just fine forever now. Next, I think it's time for a second roundabout, actually, because this green business just came into existence. So what we'll do is we'll take these 3 greens right here, loop them that away, give them the northwestern spur. So now these 3 greens, and fine, will also further complicate the matter by adding these 5 greens, because why not? So these 8 greens can now theoretically support this business. That's probably going to be fine. Totally gonna be A-okay. Why would you even suggest that things are doomed and fucked? I think you're lying. Add a few more yellows down here. They go in here, they go in here, they go up there. They serve this business. This guy over here is mad and dying about stuff, which, frankly, is just rude. I mean, come on, buddy. What are you gonna do? All right, I still insist that it's just green rush hour and this business is actually okay. And in order to support that, allow me to point to the fact that this business has now caught up, is not presently dying, has an influx of dudes. You're totally fine. You are totally fine. This purple I actually am worried about, though. This purple's a little bit doom screwed. So let's undoom screw it. Specifically, we're going to properly orient this newly spawned purple house. That's a good thing. I like that exists. I'm going to reposition that pink so that it looks a little bit better. And now, I think we're going to do something similar to what we did here. Over there, we had a little spur that we created specifically as a landing spot for a motorway. We're going to do the same thing over here. This clump of 4 purple houses will take motorway number 2 into the southeastern spur of this roundabout up to that purple house. You're totally fine. You're totally fine. You up here, not fine, actually. Don't love it. What are we going to do about it? Wonderful question. God. Okay. You go up there. I think for this, we're going to have a roundabout. I'm out of roundabouts. I think for that, we're going to wait until Monday and hope we get a roundabout. Because if we get a roundabout, this is all totally fine. If we don't, we're kind of screwed. But, you know, details. That's not a roundabout. Fuck. Okay. Let's run these beiges up this way, in like that. Greens spawn right here on this orange road, and I guess, actually, we never needed a roundabout to begin with. I was going to have the greens and beiges just meet here, and listen, if I also wanted to incorporate these oranges to support this business, which one could argue that I should, I could do it that way, but, oh, hey, you, no spawning on the road. No spawning on the road, buddy. What do you think you are, a salmon? Unacceptable. All right. You get a spur of the roundabout all to your very own personal self. Now shut up. As for this business, God, I don't feel good about this business in the slightest. I kinda, actually. I know I did just draw this green road. I kinda hate this green road. Like, I kinda really hate that green road. I think I'm gonna do something else. Specifically, we're gonna take these 3 greens right here, and we're just gonna draw motorway number 3, due north up there. And that's going to be better. I think that's the play. I think that right there is the play for this green business. This green business is going to be fine now. Hey, you remember when I said that I could have incorporated these oranges into the support of this orange circle and I just didn't because I just, didn't wanna? Well, now I gotta. So we'll come down here. We'll remember again that I don't have another roundabout. And improvise. Specifically, we're going to draw this road coming up here, looping down over there. What color house is that? That's a pink house. Okay, well, you should get onto that road. You can get on that road because this road can come down here like so and do that. Okay, so I just added 5 oranges to this circle. I just added 6 oranges to this circle. I hereby declare that this circle... I just added 7 oranges to this circle. I hereby declare that this circle is totally fine. Matter of fact, in order to simplify things, I'm going to chop off the southern road. This circle is A-okay now. These circles are fucked. Oh, boy. Okay. So, hold on. This one's not even a circle and it's mad. All right. Hey, you remember when I had these pinks over here and I wanted to... Yeah, okay. It's time to do that. Let's do a thing. First of all, I'm going to take this pink road right here. We're going to do that. And... I hate that. Because a traffic light there would be terrible. Traffic light there... would technically be perfectly cromulent. It would just look awful. But that is very technically a perfectly cromulent traffic light. I still hate it. Could I use a tunnel for the green road to connect it to that big cluster of houses? Were you talking about this? I think you were maybe saying instead of motorway number 3. But, Before this orange went circular, I probably could have. Now that it is what it is, I think having motorway number 3 is the better option for that. Let's see. I'm going to steal this beige house from this beigeness. Give it up here. That's probably fine. I took care of this. I took care of... Oh, right. I was doing this. So this pink, right? Now, these pink houses theoretically could come in here and support that, but I kind of don't want them to do that. Instead, I have these... 1, 2... Wait. These are closer. You should be on that road. I have these 1, 2, 3, 4 pink houses. You know what? 5 pink houses right here. If I have these 5 pink houses right here, and I draw motorway number 4 in that away, the 5 of these can support that. This circle is served by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pink houses. So both of these should be okay. As for this yellow, how many of you are actually in service here? Oh, most of you. That's unfortunate. Okay. I do have a hunk of yellow up this way. It's not really doing nothing. But there's no great way to get them over to here. Unless... Well, this certainly isn't a great way to get them over there. Now, what I first thought about doing was drawing a road that comes down here, cuts through this tunnel, and gets onto this road, because from this road it would then just follow through the green and yellow neighborhood all the way down here with the rest of with the rest of this road. However, that seems like a poor plan right now. Like this intersection right here would have to be a bad traffic light, and we don't want a bad traffic light. A bad traffic light is worse than no traffic light. So rather than a bad traffic light, I'm going to do everything in my power to make something worse than a bad traffic light. Watch this. We come down here. We tunnel through here. We go past that beigeness, past the pink road, into the pink roundabout. Into this roundabout right here. Yes, indeed, I did just further complicate this roundabout. Thank you for noticing. We come out of this roundabout. Now, ideally, this would get its own spur, but I don't really have a spare spur. Like, I can't move the purple spur. I can't really move the pinks. I can't, this is the one I just built. This southern spur can't go anywhere because it's blocked by the beige houses and the southeastern spur. Basically, I just don't have a spare spur. I just don't have a spare spur, by the way, is the title of the episode. So it's very important that we note that. So because I just don't have a spare spur, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here. I'm going to do this, and that is a PCTL. I don't love it, but as you can tell by the immediate outflux of yellows, it was needed. Like this needs to... Oh, unforeseen problem. Why are pinks doing that? Oh, it's these two pinks. Okay. These two pinks were... Oh, wait. Were you not already on a... Had I mistakenly assumed that... Oh. I had mistakenly assumed that these two pinks were already servicing this pink business. They weren't, but now they are. So that's something. This purple has calmed down. This roundabout right here is looking mighty rat-likey. Oh, hi. You're an orange guy. Okay, hold on. Friends. All right, I feel the need to point out that this orange business, right? This orange business right here is a square. One of the smaller, more easily maintained shapes in mini motorways. Right? This orange business right here is a square. It has lower demands than most other things. This orange business is a square that is supported by 6 houses with no other actual traffic on its road. Like, yeah, there were other colored houses, but they were never spawning and never doing anything. So this square is a square with 6 houses, no traffic, and a tiny little road. And yet it is dying. Mean and nasty, awful. This orange business is kind of doomed, actually. Here, you get 1 house. Enjoy. This square dying is the rudest thing that any house has ever done in Mini Motorways history. Not just to me, to any player ever. This square deciding to be dead is the meanest thing any house has ever done. I have nothing to do for this square. That's not literally true, because I do have a couple orange houses over here that aren't presently doing anything, and I do have a motorway. However, I'm doing that because at least this makes sense, because this is a square with 1 house. I'm saving this and not you. You are saving yourself, or you're not getting saved, you fucker. God. I'm so mad at squares. All right. How's everything looking other than bad? I think everything's just starting to look bad. We've got pretty constant struggle dooms happening over here. All right. This orange circle is perpetually on the brink of apocalypse. This yellow square is getting mad. Why is this yellow square mad? You have 8,000 houses. You have, now granted, your 8,000 houses are 1.5 miles and 4 roundabouts away, so I understand that, but you still have 8,000 houses. At least this yellow circle is just bad and... Okay, alright, it's ant farm time. We're just gonna watch this fall apart. Like, if anything spawns, I'll try to get stuff to it, but beyond that, man. Hold on, what are these purples connected to? Oh, okay. But these purples on this road go through the yellow, green, and pink neighborhood. That's a hell of a thing to say in Mini Motorways. The yellow, green, and pink neighborhood. But they go through the yellow, green, and pink neighborhood, and they come down here, and they go past the yellow business, and then they hit the traffic light, and then they come into the rat-like, good God, and then they go up into the purple business. And they need to do that because everybody needs to do that because everything's dying. What's gonna die? Is it gonna be this? I think it's gonna be this. That's my bet. Place your bets now, folks. Oh, I was right. It was this. 3,403 commuters. Feels like a good score. I feel like I got a fair whack of stuff out of Mexico City today. It's top 5% in the world. It is not as good as Samurai Sam. Sigh. We drop those slams in the chat if you've got them. And then we come over here and we bring in our good friend, the Wordle. Hello, the Wordle. Oh, let's see. Ryder Kath is here. And in honor of Canada, the Wordle today is maple. It is not maple, but it could have been. The Wordle today is plunk. It could totally be plunk. It's not, but it could have been. The Wordle today is... Well, it can't be scalp, because there's no A, and we know that L isn't the 4th letter. The Wordle today is... Liffby. Now, granted, Liffby is not a word, unless you're Mike Tyson. It could be lispy, I guess. That's... Oh, really? You're not going to say that? Like, if someone speaks with a lisp, their speaking could not be described as lispy? Really? All right, fine. That's probably for the best. What is this word, then? It is a good question, actually. It can't be lumpy because there's no U and no M. It could be blimp? No, it can't be blimp because we know that the second letter isn't L. It could be... Uh-oh. No, it can't be uh-oh. Uh-oh is a 4-letter word which contains a U. And it does not have an L or a P, so it's probably not uh-oh. Oh, let's see. It can't be lopsy, because we know that P isn't the 3rd letter. Could it be spoil? It could be spoil, couldn't it? It could totally be spoil. Oh my god, spool. Could also be spool. Okay. Alright. We got there. Good job, Goog. Sort of. Let's draw some connections, shall we? Oh god. Alright, singe and char are both things you do to like meat that gets a little bit of black shit on them. I don't know what else. Hold on. Bacon, cheese, and bread are ingredients in most good sandwiches. Let's see here. Is there anything... Interesting. I'm seeing a lot of 4-letter words here. Pollock and Whistler are both artists. I think Munch is as well. Maybe that's Munch. Edvard Munch. Could be. And then... Bacon? Like... Well, I've heard of Sir Francis Bacon, but he wasn't an artist, was he? He was like a... I thought he was an explorer. Tang? Maybe then... I don't know. I don't feel great about Munch, Pollock, and... Deselect all. Let's see here. We have paper, but I don't see rock, scissors, or shoot. Huh. And again, huh. Well, soul has a homophone. Bread has a homophone. Champ does... Well, champ has a homophone, but it's also spelled the same. Bread and soul don't. Bread, soul, and wrapped. Oh, and bite. There we go. Wait. No. Okay. And it's not even one away, so this is just wrong. Okay. Okay. This is why we stopped playing Connections. It's because I'm bad at Connections, and also sometimes Connections doesn't feel like it plays fair. Yeah, munch, chew, bite, and champ, like you're champing at the bit. Okay, okay. There you go. Yep. Fair, reasonable. Man, I'm still looking at cheese, bread, and bacon, and it's like cheese, bread, and bacon, but like I guess you could wrap a sandwich in paper, but that's not part of the sandwich. And you could have like a singe or a char on the sandwich, but that's not part of the sandwich. It could be tangy, but... And sole is a fish. Like, you could just be making a weird fish sandwich, but I don't think you're putting bacon and cheese on a fish sandwich. That doesn't strike me as good. So... Whistler, Pollock, bacon, and Oh, I was looking at Munch for artists. And that was wrong. Okay. We could be, like, wrapped with attention, but... starting to think maybe these are just, like, they're parts of words. Like, you're supposed to say, oh, these are words, but...
Samurai_Sam just cheered 1 bits. Merry Googmas to all, and to all a Goog night.
Merry Googmas to you as well, Samurai Sam. Starting to think that these are, like, oh, they're words without the ending for some reason, because that's just a thing that we do here at Connections. Like this is actually supposed to be raptor, and this is, I don't know, tangy, and this is care actor somehow. This is Humpty Dumpty. A hamburger with charbread, bacon, and cheese. I mean, that seems... All right, Singe and Char have got to be together. They've got to be together, don't they? Maybe. All right, bacon, bread, cheese, and soul. I don't like that at all. But that is one away. Okay. So it's bacon, bread, cheese, and something. Bacon, bread, cheese, and paper. Slang for money. Yep. Nope, you're totally right. You're totally right, the New York Times. I just didn't effing see it. You're correct, but God. Okay. It's just right. Yep. Those are all slang for money. You're correct. Okay. So we've got Tang wrapped in char, and it's just a question of do they go with soul or hump? Say they go with soul. They don't go with soul. They go with hump. They don't go with hump. Fish. I'm sorry. Apparently we're just learning fish today. Hands up who knew that a char was a fish. Hands up who knew that a tang was a fish. Sigh is a good way to describe connections. Yeah. Sam has never... I've heard of cheddar for money. Cheese is a little... but I've definitely heard cheddar. And, like, you know, give me that paper. I've heard people with more melanin and charisma than myself describe money as paper before. That is surprising. Not surprising to me. So, let's see here. Ways to vocalize musically plus a letter. Yeah. You can hum, and you can rap, and you can sing, and you can whistle, All right. Let's play time guesser, shall we? All right. My first thought is merry old England, but let's zoom in here. This is the Raiffeisenbank. Okay, so we're not in England. Specifically, so you can Eindhoven into here. It's probably just Dutch for entrance, and we're probably in the Netherlands. Or Germany. That's my initial thought. This is the Anchor Sewing Machine Company. I can tell that those are license plates, but I can't tell anything about them. This is a driver sits on the left country, which means it's a drive on the right country, which means, ow. It's another indication that it's not England, but we had already eliminated England, so I think Germany and the Netherlands are drive on the left countries. I don't know. Let's see here. What do we got? We've got, no, I don't think, well, what does this say? This says Winkeldentrum. Okay. So if you're dentruming your winkles, you want to come here. Interesting. Can I tell anything by your music other than that it is music? No. Can I tell anything by your hat? Also no. Oh, did that say centrum? Not dentrum? That did say centrum. Because that's a little... Okay, you can see the coloration there. Okay. So this is... Oh, and there's another line. There is another line. Vistelvine. Okay. So happy Vistelvine. It's at the Winkle Centrum. Got it. This is the service wagon. Okay, if you're describing anything as a wagon, we're in Germany. Oh, does that say Amstelveen? Oh, Amstelveen makes me think we're in the Netherlands again. But I was just about to say, if you're describing something as a wagon, that means you're in Germany. Amstelveen is just south of Amsterdam. Oh, so we actually know where the hell we are. Thank you, Peter S. I love cheating. And by cheating, I mean having help. Thank you for help. Oh, God. All right. Hello, tiny Dutch children. So when are we, tiny Dutch children? This looks like, I don't know, 1948? 37? It's definitely not the early 1940s. It's either just before or just after the early 1940s. I'm going to say just before. So we are in Amstelveen, which is apparently just south of Amsterdam, which is over here. So if we scroll in, aha, Amstelveen. All right, so we are in Amstelveen, right about, let's say there. We are in Amstelveen in 1938. It was 1961. Good Lord. Well, I effed the year. All right. Next. Oh, hey, the White House. Again. We just did the White House Christmas tree. Also, hello. Okay, literally. Okay, so this sign right here tells us where we are and when we are. Let's get out of here. Alright, so we are in the exact same place as the photo of Rosalind Carter from, I think, literally yesterday. Was it literally yesterday or was it Monday that we had Rosalind Carter standing right here? Yeah, we're right there, and we herk the thing all the way to the right, and we take our 10,000 points, and we move on with our lives. All right. So without trees, you don't have Christmas. I'm so happy with my translation of this first sentence, and I have no idea what the second sentence says. I think I've actually nailed the translation of this first sentence. Like, thanks to wrestling, I know that seen means without. Árboles, I can infer from arbor means trees. Navidad, I know from the cultural osmosis of the song Feliz Navidad that it means Christmas. And then you just put the rest together. Without trees, you don't have Christmas. This, I got no fucking clue, dude. But hey, trees, they're good. So what we're going to say is these Greenpeace folk have their website in .ar, which is therefore probably Argentina. That stands to reason. So we got, we got orange jumpsuit guys. And the I don't know why the PFL is here. Why would a fourth tier MMA outfit want to be here? Oh, hi there, the flag of Argentina. I am occasionally a person who recognizes flags. The fact that this is the flag of Argentina lends credence to my the.ar means Argentina means. Ley is law. Bosques is forest. Greenpeace is Greenpeace. It's good to know that Greenpeace is Argentinian for Greenpeace. Sorry. I don't think Argentinian is a language, but I could be wrong about a thing. Forest law now. Okay. All right. Listen, there should be laws that govern forests. They should be created in most part, but not entirely, by people who live in forests. But, you know, Anyway, so we're in Argentina. Specifically, yeah, the bears would invoke forest law and demand trial by combat in their struggle with the beavers, which is really not fair of the bears when you think of it. Like, I don't think the matter of bears v. beavers should be resolved via trial by combat. That seems wrong. Okay, so we're at the probably governmental capital building thing in whatever the capital of Argentina is in I don't know, 12? Sure. This is honestly, this is throw a dart at a year in the 21st century. Oops, did you hit a COVID? Throw the dart again. So, yep, we are going to, that's Colombia. That's Venezuela. We're going to Argentina, which is similarly around here somewhere, isn't it? Argentina's like, hold on, Argentina is this, no, it's like south, because Buenos Aires is in, yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Speaking of Buenos Aires, yeah, we're in Buenos Aires, Argentina, in 20 shrug. I don't know. Let's find your main big governmental capital. Keep saying government because you don't know what the equivalent of the White House is in Argentina, and you're not actually certain that the capital of Argentina is Buenos Aires. Now that you think of it. We are in front of, that's a hotel and convention center. Probably not. We're probably not at a premium outlet mall. We're probably not at a stadium or another stadium or a piano bar or El Teatro Flores. Have we given up and decided that we're actually at El Teatro Flores? Maybe. Hold on. What else might be the capital of Argentina? Santiago's in Chile. Yeah, nothing. Buenos Aires has got to be the shit. All right. Here, let's try again. Maybe it's closer to the airport. Yeah, this isn't happening, friends. I don't think we're gonna find the, yeah, no. We are at El Teatro Flores in Buenos Aires, Argentina in 20 Shrugano. We were, in fact, just less than 10 kilometers away. I'll take it. In 2006. Okay, fine. Next, we've got some motomachis and signs that say Merry Christmas and lettering that I believe is, yeah, that looks like Chinese lettering. And wait a second, if we've got Chinese lettering and a whole bunch of shit in English, we must be in Hong Kong. All right. Yeah, as soon as we had the, wait a second, could this be Hong Kong thought, we look around and, yep, that's pretty hongy and coggy. Oh, God, that's definitely offensive to someone. Oh, well, sorry. So we want to drink Coca-Cola. We know this guy's license plate for his electric bike here, but it doesn't have like a date of expiration or anything, which would have been helpful, bastard. How dare he not put a, I don't know. Let's see. Diners Club is accepted. Okay, this tells us something time-wise, just because who the fuck uses or advertises Diners Club in the 21st century? This is Hong Kong, 1988. Yeah, that sounds about right. Hong Kong is like here, there it is. Zoop, 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 and a boop, and a zoop, and a voop, and a voop, and a voop, and a voop. Hong Kong, 1988. That was apparently that thing that looked like Chinese was Japanese. Goog still doesn't know how to tell Chinese from Japanese, despite the fact that Chinese and Japanese don't actually look very That's an accurate statement, and also I was 17 years off on the time, so. Okay. I fucked up. All right, let's see here. So, we got a big old building here. It's Gray's Cigarettes. That's a big old advertisement for the Isle of Man, but that's a big old advertisement for Scotland. So, wait, you're for Scotland. And if you want to be for Scotland, you would probably only say that to people who are in Scotland. Hooray for Prepositional Scotland! I kind of phrased that intentionally so as to get a title for the episode, but, you know, it's okay to try to be funny sometimes. Prepositional Scotland is the title of the episode. Yeah, Sam. Good job, Sam. All right, let's see here. So we're somewhere in Scotland, and you know, blind squirrels, they go on nut hunting trips, and every once in a while they actually find one. Let's see. This is... Oh, if I was a person who recognized any of... Wait. What? Why does that say... God damn it. This is probably just Jolly London Town, isn't it? This is probably just Jolly London Town. Fine. Apparently Nicholson's gin is both clear and good, so good for you, Nicholson's gin. When are we? Wonderful question. This is definitely olden timesy, and by olden timesy I mean 19-dickety-4. Yeah, okay, fine. That seems reasonable. We're in Jolly London Town, which is actually over this way. Can I find anything that specifically says it's a hippodrome? Fuck, I don't know, man. We can find the Rhino Cathedral if we're looking for it. We are actually at Fuck It Piccadilly Circus in 19-dickety-4. That seems about right. And by about right, I mean not right. Okay, that was 1947. Sure. We did bad. We did real bad. We did pretty well geographically, honestly, with, you know, the cheating and the layup and the identification of London and the Argentinians of it all. But this one kind of hurt, and the years were real bad. So, yeah, I understand. For today's Immaculate Grid, we need Orioles, Reds, Atlantans, Cubs, dudes what played right field, and dudes what won them a Silver Slugger. A Silver Slugger who played for the Atlanta Atlantans is Larry Wayne Jones, and Silver Slugger who played for the Chicago Cubs is Goog always tries to get cute and say Mark Grace for a guy who did a good thing for the Cubs, and it's almost never Mark Grace. So even though I do think Mark Grace probably won a Silver Slugger when he was with the Chicago Cubs, we're going to try Derek Lee. Derek Lee, a Silver Slugger winner with the Chicago Cubs. A dude who played right field and won a Silver Slugger is Ichiro. Mark Grace would have been wrong. See, I'm learning. A dude who played right field for the Baltimore Orioles is Sammy Sosa. Dude who played right field for the Cincinnati Reds is Adam Dunn. Dude who played for the Reds and the Cubs is Ryan Friel? No, I don't think Ryan Friel was a Cub. Let's just take the layup. Roldis Chapman. He's a fella who played for the Reds and the Cubs. He was a good to very good baseball player. A good to very good baseball player was Mark Grace. Not actually really super great at stuff, but he was good. Let's see here. A dude who played for the Cubs and the Orioles is, of course, Sammy Sosa, but we already used him, so, you know. Dude who played for the Atlantans and the Orioles is Javi Lopez, the catcher, not the relief pitcher. Dude who played for the Atlantans and the Reds is... Was Billy Hamilton, the modern fast one, ever an Atlantan? I feel like he bounced around a little bit after it turned out he could never actually learn to hit. But, I don't think he wound up with the Atlantans. I could be wrong about that. Was John Rocker a Red? No. God, why did I think of John Rocker? Was Rob Dibble an Atlantan? I don't think so. Rafael Palmeiro was an Oriole, but I don't think he was a Cub. Greg Maddux was a Cub, but not an Oriole. He was also an Atlantan, but not a Red. Ken Griffey's kid was a Red, but not an Atlantan. Joe Morgan was a Red, but not an Atlantan. Ken Griffey, I think, for that. No, I don't think he was a Red. He might have been. Let's see here. Let's once again see here. Josh Hamilton was a Red, but not an Atlantan. Mark Lemke was an Atlantan, but not a Red. Miguel Tejada was an Oriole, but not a Cub. Barry Zito was a... None of these, actually. Why did I say Barry Zito? Kerry Wood was a Cub, but not an Oriole. Mike Mussina was an Oriole, but not a Cub. Freddie Freeman was an Atlantan, but not a Red. Joey Votto was a Red, but not an Atlantan. Scott Rowland was a Red, but not an Atlantan. Andrew Jones was an Atlantan, but not a Red. Darwin Barney was a Cub, but not an Oriole. J.J. Hardy was an Oriole, but I don't think he was a Cub. Shit, man. Matt Stairs was an Oriole, but I don't think he was a Cub. James Howard Thom was an Oriole, but not a Cub. Mark Hendrickson was an Oriole, but I don't think he was a Cub. Jamie Moyer was a Cub, but I don't think he was an Oriole. I also think he was an Atlantan, but not a... Well, wait, actually, because he was a Red. Matt Stairs was a Cub, but not... Oh, I could have sworn Matt Stairs was an Oriole. Was Jamie Moyer an Atlantan? Jamie Moyer was an Atlantan. Jamie Moyer was an Atlantan and a Red, wasn't he? Nope. Sure wasn't. He played for neither of those teams. God damn it. John Franco was a Red, but not an Atlantan. Rick Aguilera was a Cub, but not an Oriole. Craig Kimbrell was actually both of these. Craig Kimbrell is our center square. He was a Cub, Oriole, and Atlantan, but not a Red. Sadness and failure shall follow us all the days of our lives. Deion Sanders was a Red, but not an Atlantan. God damn it. Sports Pun, we are very familiar with the Jamie Moyer Mandela effect here at the channel. Oh, God. All right. That is going to do it for us here today for Good Morning Mini Motorways. Folks, I realize it is Wednesday. Writer Kath wants to remember Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders was really cool. Deion Sanders was really fucking cool. I'm like just young enough to where he was like at his absolute peak before I was really like extant and alert and alive and stuff, because like he was the late 80s and early 90s into like pre-strike MLB was his absolute heyday. And like I was 7 years old in 1994, so I don't remember like Deion playing in the 1991 World Series on the same day that he played a football game or anything like that. That's very cool. I don't particularly care for his style as a college football coach, but I also don't really know or follow college football. I think his kid's a bit of a dud, honestly. I don't think his kid's gonna make it as a pro quarterback, but I could be wrong about stuff. This has been Deion Sanders. Folks, later this evening, I shall be back. We will spend Christmas Eve in hell as we play Hades 2 here on stream later tonight. Have a wonderful day. I will be back. This is the end screen. Goodbye.